Coach, all eyes will be on you, obviously, in the absence of head coach Kevin Hunt against a highly talented team on Friday night.
Sure. Look, I'd like to think that all eyes will rather be on the players in the game as opposed to me. From our point of view, everything remains the same. Our planning and preparation is done during the week, certainly not obviously during the 90 minutes of the game. Yeah, there might be little tweaks and little bits and bobs to do, but it's certainly done, planning and preparation, and to be carried out on game day. So I'll be there, obviously without Gavin, but everything will be in place and we'll continue as normal.
Do you get to do things your own way, or is still going to be Gavin's way?
No. Look, I mean, it's now my 5th year under Gavin. We certainly sing off the same hymn sheet, and it's important for me as his assistant to obviously have his back, and we've got to carry out the plans that he sets in place. So it's certainly not an opportunity for me to stand up and be counted. I mean, I'm carrying out the instructions of the team and Gavin, as we always do. And as I say, it's certainly not about me. It's about the team and getting off to a good start.
So, Coach, it's not going to affect the team as a whole?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look, maybe there's going to be a slightly different energy on the bench. Obviously, Gavin brings a certain element to it that won't be there. But the planning and prep and all the instructions will be exactly the same as they need to be. And yeah, about the team, and we want to go forward and get the season off to a good start.
You're playing arguably one of the hardest teams to play against in the ABSA Premiership, Cape Town City. Do you guys have any specific preparation towards that game, or are you just taking it as sports?
No, look, I mean, I think the most important thing for us is to focus on our own game. I was just saying it was important for us to get a game under our belt last week, obviously, as Cape Town City did as well. It just gave us a feel of where we're actually at after the 6 weeks of pre-season. The proof is always in the pudding, so to speak, when you play at your first competitive game, and there was a lot of positives to take out of last week, which we'll obviously take forward and enhance on Friday night, but there was also negatives, and it's given us a chance this week to iron out those negatives and make sure we use it as an opportunity to learn and grow and get better.
I'm sure you've done your homework, Coach, on Cape Town City since that they played on 2 days after your match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, I mean, naturally, that's the game that we've got to look at going forward to Friday, and we've done our bits and bobs that we need to in terms of analysis, and we've got a good idea of where they're going to be at. I mean, they haven't really enhanced their squad too much, and the players that played against Polokwane are very, very similar to the team that they put out last year. So we know about them. We know they come off a massive high after last season. They were a great, formidable team, and they did very, very well. But not too much about them. It's more about us, and we're the league champions, and we've got to go out there in our first game of the league season and prove that we're here to stay.
How does it feel, Coach, speaking of league champions now? For the first time now, you're coming into a new season ahead of your opening league match as league champions.
Look, again, I mean, naturally there's a heck of a lot of expectancy, and it comes with its own pressures. But I think from our point of view, just in and around the club, the players themselves, ourselves as a technical staff, that's gone. That's last season, and it's out the way, and we start again. We start as league champions and with the pressures and whatnot, but we start as we always do, and we haven't changed anything. We go through our normal processes. We know what we want to do. We know what we need to do. We know where we need to improve, and we'll continue in that vein. Nothing out of the ordinary. You certainly can't look to rewrite, any sort of coaching manuals. You've got to carry on where we know we are and make sure we're always moving forward.
We saw two of your marquee signings from the transfer window take part in the MTN 8 match, maybe in Dalen and Stephen. Mm-hmm. An update and maybe Slavko on their fitness level?
Yeah, look, I mean, I said it last Friday. Slavko came in, unfortunate that he's out so early, but he's a great athlete, so he's had no problem kind of fitting into the scenario that we run through here in pre-season. Dalen again, different physically than Slavko, but also a great athlete. He's also fitted in tremendously well. Stephen on the other hand, slightly different. He's older, older legs, but he's also come in 3 weeks late. So he's got some way to go before we would deem him completely match fit, where we'd look to start him, and he knows that. And we also can't rush him. A player of his caliber, his age, his experience. He's also been handled very, very differently in Europe. So we've got to manage him accordingly, and make sure we get him to where we need him to be in order to start games for us.
Finally, coach, starting at home, the importance of opening. This is actually your second match that you play back-to-back home matches.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's always important. The home game sets a precedent for the rest of the season. You know, you've got to be going out there, and if you've got title ambitions again, which we naturally have to have, that you want to start your home games well and win your home games. You know, if you're winning at home, it sets up, you know, a great platform, obviously, for when you go away. And it'd be great to start the league season off with a win. Naturally, 3 points in the bag. But again, in terms of a win, you also want a good performance from the team. There's always going to be areas of improvement that you've got to work on. And every game that you have is an opportunity to put those, you know, the learning processes in place and make sure we're getting better.
Thanks, coach. All the best on Friday.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, sir.